Hello, guys. It's your girl, Steph Press. Welcome to tonight's live stream. Welcome. Make sure you grab a notebook, grab a pen. Tonight, we're going to talk about my first six-figure year, and I'm going to share some insights with you guys. I'm going to talk about what it looked like, and I'm doing this because I felt inspired to inspire some other people that might want to get on the trek to a six-figure year. All right. So hello, guys. Hello, Premium Coaching for New Tax Pros. Thank you for being here. Step in the game. I love that. Thanks for being here. Hello, Deb. Thanks for being here. Hello, Jordan E. Thanks for being here. And hello to everyone else that's out there. Say hello in the live chat. Would love to say hello back to you and would love to thank you for being here. All right. So I'm so super excited, you guys. So much goodness is going on right now. My heart is just so full with what it is that I'm doing. I'm so happy that I get to serve in the way that I get to serve. I'm so thankful that I've been in this space for as long as I've been in this space. There are so many people that inspired me along my journey that are no longer here for one reason or another. Either it wasn't for them or they just decided to leave, or, they had one too many failures and just decided to check out. There are a lot of people that just never make it. And so literally, I don't count it lightly that I've been able to thrive in this space for 16 years, despite ups and downs. And, that I'm still here 16 plus years later, mentoring others that want to get their start on this journey and really begin to grow something, right, that can actually last them, for quite some time, right? As long as you want to have a business, right? That's what I want to be able to help people do, is not just make money for the day, right, or the time, right, but to actually grow something that is sustainable. And, the really good news about the day and age that we're in right now is that anyone can literally make it. When I had my first six-figure year, my YouTube channel was less than 3,000 subscribers. And my email list was right around 1,500 subscribers. So over my 16 years, there's never been anything viral about my business. I've never been considered a major influencer. Nothing of that sort, nothing whatsoever. I pretty much have just always showed up to really help people. And I just make sure that the money makes sense in terms of what it is that I do. And so it's pretty much always been worth my while. But I share that because it's really important for you to know there's no prereq saying that you have to have a certain audience size or a certain email list size, or that you have to be getting thousands and thousands of views on your videos. Like I said, nothing about my business has ever been viral. And the first year that I hit six figures, and in the few years before that, when I was right around $80,000 and $90,000 a year, again, my brand for all intents and purposes, right, was really small. There was nothing big about it. All right. And so I say that to encourage you, because anyone can decide today that you are going to, make a commitment to grow, right, a six-figure, business for yourself, right? Whether that's 100,000, $250,000, $500,000, whatever. Anyone can decide. Please write that down. Anyone can decide that from today forward, right, that you're going to create $100,000 or more, right, in revenue or profits, however you want to look at it. Because in my business, my revenue pretty much is my profits. Right? So anyone can decide that from today moving forward that you're going to generate $100,000 in revenue, right, over the next 12 months. All right. And I'm going to help by sharing some of my insights into my very first year of earning six figures, right, so that I can help you as well. The reason I believe this is such an important topic to talk about is that a lot of people like to avoid the whole six-figure conversation. And I think it's a shame, because a lot of times when it comes to the internet, people think that you come online and you make millions, right? That's the assumption. We talked about this last night. Everyone thinks this is so easy, right? And that if you've been online for a certain length of time, you should be earning millions a year. Well, the fact remains, and you can go out there and do your own research on the stats, because I know these stats, all right, is right around 90% of all female entrepreneurs, right, are earning less than $100,000 a year in their business. So only around 10% of female entrepreneurs are earning $100,000 or more a year. That's a lot of women, right, that are not earning six figures. So not everyone out there is a boss babe, right? Not everyone out there is living this soft life and earning millions a year. All right. The majority of women, 90-ish% of women entrepreneurs, right, are honestly barely making ends meet in their online business. All right. It's important that that's shared, because if you've ever felt any kind of way about your business, right, you need to understand that you're in a large group of people, right? But you can fundamentally decide to start doing things differently, right, to be amongst the 10% that are earning $100,000 a year or more. All right. And so again, I know a lot of times people like to avoid, like, oh, $100,000 ain't nothing. And so a lot of the content out there is appealing to your senses of becoming a millionaire, earning millions, all those things. And I think that's fine. Like, honestly, I think that's wonderful. Like, that's the kind of content I plug into, right? However, if you've never earned $100,000, if you've never earned a few hundred a month, if you've never earned a few thousand a month, right, then you got to get on board, right, with the right mindset and the right insights and the right activity and the right choices, right, that are going to help you grow a six-figure year business for yourself, right? Wouldn't you say? And then from there, right, you can decide what you want to, where you want to go with your business from there. All right. So again, tonight we're going to talk about what my six-figure year looked like in my online business. So I definitely make sure that you grab a notebook. I'm not quite sure if this is going to be a series, so I'll get through as much as I feel led to get through tonight. And I'll likely, continue on with this for a few more nights, right? So that I can even go a little bit deeper. If you are tuned in here and if you want to learn more about working with me, you can use my link down below in the description, goprowithsteph.com. And that will tell you all about the amazing learn and earn opportunity, that I represent, where I give women the opportunity. I give anyone the opportunity to basically model my business. So if you like the way that I do business, you want to learn what I know about digital marketing, you want to learn what I know about the business of online business, you want to get set up for online business success, where you have all of your automations working for you, where you have a ready-made product that you can sell and earn $500 per transaction paid directly and instantly to you. Again, goprowithsteph.com is where you want to go to get all of the details. All right. I have some really, really great bonuses, and all of those bonuses, right, they do expire on Saturday. All right. On Saturday. All right. And I did get the official heads up today. So I physically spoke to the owner of the actual program, and 2.0 is coming, but around the first or second week of October. So get excited about that. And I will be contributing the YouTube course to help people in learning how to use YouTube inside of that as well. All right. So that's going to be really, really exciting. All right. So first and foremost, all right, remember that the internet is not the easier alternative. Again, so many people think, I hate my job. I'm unappreciated. I'm tired of trading time for dollars. And they think they're going to come online and they think that the internet's an easier alternative. It's not. It's never been the easier alternative. There are many times, while I never thought of quitting, there are certainly times where I'm like, it is a lot easier to get up and clock in than to figure out a lot of the things that I got to figure out. If for anyone, right, that's like in my situation, right, you've been in this for a while, right, you're making really good money. Maybe you're not making no money yet, right? You might have thought that yourself. It's not the easier alternative. It is a chosen alternative, right? I very much so love what it is that I do now. And for me now at this stage, it is the easier alternative, right? But it's not the easier alternative just jumping into this thinking that, oh, I'm just going to replace my income just like that. It's not. It doesn't work that way, right? And so one of the very, very first tips I want to give you is that if you desire to earn $100,000, or more a year in your business, or you want to get to a place of earning, $100,000 in 9 months or in 6 months or in 3 months or every single month, right? It's so important you understand you have to become the person who earns $100,000 first. You don't earn $100,000 and then become the person. You literally have to like step into the mind of the person that already earns $100,000 a year right inside of their online business. And you got to be very, very specific. And so you got to ask yourself very simple questions like, what would a woman, right? So if you are a woman, right? What would a woman who earns $100,000 a year in her online business be doing on a daily basis? What choices would she make? What does her daily method of operation look like? What do her income streams look like? How is she showing up on a daily basis? What activities is she doing? Like all of those individual things, you've got to think about that. Because believe it or not, before you are actually earning $100,000, right, you've actually got to become that person, right? So you have to show up on a daily basis, right, acting as that person that earns $100,000 a year. All right. And I would take your very unique situation, right? And so like if this was me getting started way back in when I was 33 years old, I would say like, what does a woman that's in her early 30s that has 2 small kids, right? And as a family, right, we're very, very active. Like what would she do, right, if she was earning $100,000 a year in her business? How would she be juggling, right, having a job, having small kids, having a husband that also works, and getting this business off the ground, right? Or if she was already earning $100,000 a year, what would she be doing? I would really, really like go into her mind. You guys, the reason why this is so important is because like no cap, and not to like make anyone feel any kind of way, but the biggest challenge I see with most people is they're not equipped, right, to earn $100,000 a year in their business, because everything about earning $100,000 in their activities and the way that they show up is lacking. And believe it or not, right, I didn't know to think this way the first year I earned $100,000. I learned this, right, many years after earning my first $100,000 year. And I'm telling you, adapting this mindset has made all of my milestones since then a heck of a lot easier. I had to realize like the mindset for the average person that comes online is not the mindset of an entrepreneur online that's earning $100,000 a year, right? Like, let me know if that makes sense. All right. So that's the first insight, the first tip that I will give you. All right. Now I work on that a lot through my natural mentorship in my community, right? I work on that a lot, right? So if that pertains to you, like I'm just telling you, like this offer right now, being able to invest in my Learn and Earn program is like the best opportunity, right, for you to get like access to mentorship, right, while learning how to get set up for online business success, right, and essentially modeling my business. All right. So Jordan says, yes, that's why I'm here to get better. Like, yes, absolutely. And I share these things because most people online, like they're walking around pretty blind, right? Or it's the blind leading the blind. And that's why a lot of things that you'll hear from me, it is going to challenge you. It is going to, it's going to make you rise up. It's going to make you, consider tough decisions, right? One thing I used to always tell people, I don't know why this came to my mind when it came to tough decisions, but my husband's always been like my biggest supporter. And so getting him to understand investments I had to make, never a big deal. It was never a big deal. But here's the thing. Do you know why? Because I showed him that I could get results. So I actually got him believing in my business and in my abilities because I showed him I could get results. So for anyone that might be struggling, right, with like a loved one or, anyone like within your inner circle, right, like your family, right, that you find is not supportive, you have to take ownership in that. Are they not supportive, right, because you've never like kept your word, or you've lacked the integrity to follow through and actually get the results you told them you were going to get from your individual endeavors? Again, y'all, like these are the conversations, right, of people that are like, I want to be amongst the top 10% and higher, right? Because even where I am in my business right now, I still feel like there's so much more I could have and I should have done. So I'm constantly taking ownership of those things. All right. So number one, okay, you've got, and that's kind of like a bonus. I decided to throw that in there last minute because I know for me, it would have been really, really helpful before I made my first 6 figures, understanding that no, boo-boo. Like you've got to first become this person, because it's just like, here we go. It's just like when someone, becomes a millionaire or a multimillionaire because they win the lottery. Why do so many of them lose it? Because they're not a millionaire. They're a paper millionaire. They didn't become a millionaire. So they lose it. So I believe anyone can have a really, really good year or a series of really good launches. But I don't believe like that's indicative, right, of a business that is set up and equipped to consistently do like 6-figure years and to grow. Anyone can luck up, because I've lucked up and done it. And because I didn't ask the right questions, and because I really wasn't, right? Like when I had my $26,000 week from a launch, the first question I should have asked myself was, how do I run this play again? Right? So I was not the business. I was not the woman, right, that was accustomed to that kind of success. Therefore, I didn't even know what to ask myself, what to look for, how to replicate it. I was just kind of like, okay, great, next. Right? Okay, great, next. So it's so important, right, that you get well with, right, what does a woman, what does a man, what does, someone at my age with like my situation and circumstances, like how do they think, right? Because I need to learn how to be like them right now. Right? Yeah, exactly. Premium coach for new tax pros. Exactly. Like you've been here for a while, so you've heard me share that, and I will always share my like downfalls like that. They are teaching moments for y'all, right? And so now I capitalize on all the good things that happen, right? Like when great things are happening, I pay attention to why they're happening, how they happen, and I'm like, we're running that play again. Right? Like I might not have even seen it happening, but when it happened and I can capitalize on it, I'm like, oh yeah, we're living in this, right? Y'all, I'm telling you, hang with me. You're going to be in really, really good hands. I promise you. I promise you. All right. All right. So a couple more points, right? Actually, you have quite a few, but the next one is you have to be intentional. All right. So my first 6-figure year, I was very, very intentional about the outcome. The years prior to that, I never like proclaimed that I was going to earn $100,000. It was never a goal. It didn't matter to me. I had never put it out there. The year that I actually did 100,000, 108,000 to be exact, I actually went into the year saying I'm going to do $100,000 this year. Right? So you've got to decide to be crazy intentional. The majority of people that get involved in an online business or start an online business or start on in this kind of endeavor, they're not intentional at all. They're literally winging it. They're literally like jumping into things or investing into things and just showing up. And even if you are creating content like on a daily basis, y'all, because that was me for years. I was probably one of the most prolific people on YouTube at that time, right, with creating content. But I still wasn't intentional. Because had I been intentional, I wouldn't have been all over the place with the things that I joined. Okay. Intentional means like, why you're doing the thing. The outcome that you are intending from that actual outcome, from that decision. Right. That's why, again, I talk about positioning so much. Because if you understood, like, I'm going to make $100,000 in this next year, you would understand that you position yourself as fast and as early as you possibly can because you want to leverage all of your hard work, right? You want to leverage all of your hard work. So it being intentional, really, really important. And like I said earlier, and I'll keep repeating this all tonight, anyone today can decide in the next 12 months that you are going to grow, right, or revenue $100,000. You can. You just got to decide. Not only are you going to decide upon that tonight, but you're going to decide to be crazy intentional about it. All right. I mean, and when I say intentional, I mean like almost obsessed. Like your self-talk changes. When you're intentional, You don't question how things get done. They just get done. You just do, and you do, and you do, and you do. Okay, one of my favorite words or phrases in business, right? Do it messy. I am such a messy producer because I will err way more on the side of showing up and being prolific. Like I will beat you with showing up to your perfection because I have made a ton of money through imperfection and through being messy. I literally make money from the words that come out of my mouth. Hardly nothing about my business is perfect. And I learned over the years to not give attention to that, to not worry about that, to live in the element that I know makes me money. All right. The next one is you have to have a plan, right? You have to have a plan. So if you're sitting here today and you're like, over the next 12 months, right, I'm going to earn 100,000. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, we're sitting in the end of September, right? We're going to kick off October 1st on Sunday. I wouldn't be thinking, yeah, in 2024, right, I'm going to kick off my 6-figure year. I'd be like, nope, right? I got the assignment. I'm starting right now. And I would be looking, right, to revenue $100,000 by what, like September 27th of 2024. That's how I would think, right? So you have to set a plan and you have to have a plan on how you're going to actually get there. It's not just showing up on a daily basis, slanging stuff. You have to have a plan. You have to be incredibly focused on that plan, right? Like that plan is your grass and you got to decide to water that every single day and you can't care about another person's plan. Okay, when I was talking to the owner today, of the turnkey program, and she was like, "Yeah, so what is it that you do? What's your business?" I said, "This is my business." I said, "I had a coaching and a consulting business, right? And I have a whole library of products that I created for myself." I said, "But I put all that to the side right now because I wanted to really get back to promoting." I said, "I love going live and getting paid." And she said, "Yeah." She's like, "Now that I think about it, I wish that's all we were doing." I said, "Yeah, I thought I wanted to do what you guys did, but I didn't want to go through all of that." And she's like, "Yeah, it is a whole lot of work." So it's like when I say you have to have a plan and you can't care about anyone else's plan, if I cared about other people's plans, I would worry about, well, Steph, like you have all of these products, right? You have all of these things. What will people think, right? Like you've been in the coaching, the consulting space for the past 5 or 6 years. I don't care about anyone else's plan. I don't care what it looks like to anybody else. The way that I'm going to thrive is by working my plan, period. Right? So like, I know what my plan is. I know what I wake up to every single day and I know what I'm working every single day. Zero confusion, zero chaos, simplicity, absolute simplicity. I don't have a gazillion packages. There's not all these different offers. Right? You get in and we roll, right? You get in and we roll. Simplicity, right? And literally, if you're looking to establish your first 6-figure year, that's exactly what you want. You want the path of least resistance. You want it to be simple for you and simple for those that are looking to invest in your business, right? The next one, you got to know things. So last night I talked about what, like you've got to understand how do you go full-time in your business? You got to learn the business of online business. So if you're going to do 6 figures over the next 12 months, like you've got to know things, right? If you're going to have a plan, there are things that you are working inside of your plan. Okay. You've got to know about content creation. You've got to know about marketing. You've got to know about communication, right? You've got to know about working with people and helping people. You've got to know these things, like whatever your plan is about and however you're deciding to make money, right? You've got to actually know things. You are the leader of your actual business. So you've got to take the ownership, right? You've got to decide to invest in the things that you've got to know to actually run your business. All right. I don't care if you are earning 6 figures a year on your JOB, or if you are earning 6 figures a year on your JOB now. You're like anyone that comes online and that has never had success or done anything. You have no advantage just because you've already earned six figures on your job. You are a different person when you come online. And there are different things that you've got to learn. Right? So again, like you've got to decide to learn this world. You've got to decide to learn this space. It's just like if you've been a lawyer all these years and maybe you're accustomed to earning over $100,000 a year. And then you look up one day and you're like, I'm unfulfilled. I want to become a doctor. Well, guess what, boo-boo? It doesn't matter that you've already been earning six figures as a lawyer. You got to go back to school and you got to learn, right, how to become a doctor. Whatever that means, you've got to learn it. The internet's no different. You have to learn this space, which is why I do what I do, right? Because you've got to learn this space no matter what it is that you want to sell, all right? You have to focus. We talked about that earlier. You have to focus. You have to decide to hunker down. It's not about a gazillion income streams. It's not about the flavor of the month. It's about deciding to focus. Why? Because you've created a plan, and that plan is backed by intention, right? And then you've already become the person that's earning six figures a year. So the person that's earning six figures a year, are they unfocused? Are they worried about someone else? Are they riding in someone else's lane? Are they watering someone else's grass? Right? Or are they focused on the task at hand? Right? One mission, one vision, one direction, one everything. Period. Right? That focus part, really, really important. Okay, it's been one of the biggest downfalls of people I've worked with this year. If every single time I meet with them and the plan's different and they're all over the place, you can never gain momentum. Write that down. Momentum is your key. And every single time you switch gears or you give people something else to consider or you throw something else out there, not only do you confuse and add chaos to your own business, right? But you add confusion and chaos in the eyes of the people you want to serve as well. And a confused mind does nothing. A confused mind does nothing. If you make it as simple as you want to work with me and this is where you get in, then guess what? That is what they know they've got to do to get in with you. Period. Right? So you have to have focus. Okay? This is a biggie right here. You have to manage yourself, your emotions, your actions, everything. You've got to learn how to manage yourself. It's not going to always feel like it's coming together. You're going to have exceptional weeks and you're going to have bad weeks. You're going to encounter exceptional people and you're going to encounter people that are going to wish that you were totally out of this thing. You're not going to understand some things as well as you understand other things. You might be on, depending upon what it is you're selling or the matter of your business, you might look up one day and your business might be gone because the owner or the admin or the company decided to change the comp plan, close up shop, be unethical, and just take the business away. And that's what happened to me. Right? With that six-figure business, the business where I earned six figures for the first time, right? My third year in business with them, looked up and the business was just gone. Just gone. That's why I'm very mindful of how I earn my money now. I own my doggone business. And you can do it too. You can do the exact same thing I'm doing and you can have the exact ownership power as well. Right? So you have to learn how to manage yourself. If you were to look at how you show up on a daily basis, would you feel sorry for the person that had to manage you if you were an employee showing up on a job? I always tell people, like if you were the person you hired to operate your business and that was responsible for your business growth, how long would you keep you on staff based upon the productivity that you've shown thus far, based upon your attitude, based upon the way you show up, right? All the factors. How long would you keep them on board? Y'all, that was a big wake-up call the first time I heard that question. And it's honestly something I think about all the time in my business. How long, right? And a lot of times it snaps me back into gear, right? When I realize, no, I would have fired this your girl, Steph Perez, right? So again, it's really, really empowering when you look at it that way. Again, you don't luck up on six figures. It doesn't just happen. All right. you got to build trust with yourself. Okay. And what that involves is basically I follow through. You got to build trust with yourself. Y'all, when I go live, okay, when I think about my workday, I treat it like a job. I am intentional about sending out my email to my email list, right? It's usually one of the first things that I do, somewhere between when I get up and noon, one of the first things. I am intentional about my live, right? Like literally, I prepare, right? I have my talking points. I get dressed for my live. Do I have to get dressed? Do I have to decide that I want to look a certain way? No. But this is what I've decided I want for my business. This is the way that I want to show up. This is the way that I want to feel. Like y'all would probably laugh at me. I spray perfume on everything. Why? This is my doggone profession. I feel better when I show up a certain way. I feel better, right, when I manage myself this way. When I make my live stream feel like it's a big deal, it becomes a big deal for me. So no, do I walk around like this all day long? Not most days, right? And for those of y'all that get mentorship from me or have done one-on-one coaching, you've experienced what I look like sometimes, depending upon what time of day you have your sessions, right? And for those of you guys that get my mentorship lessons daily, you see sometimes how I look, depending upon when I do the lesson. Right? So again, right? I follow through. There are things that I know I've got to do, and I treat each one of those things, right? Number one, with great intention, right? But I'm getting to the point. Again, you heard what I said. I'm getting to the point. Because let me share this one point with you guys that I shared with my mentorship members. Is that when I first got started, the internet was easy. No lie. No lie. So I didn't have to have a great deal of like intentional discipline. I didn't have to really have like a real structured daily method of operation. Like I just knew if I did videos very, very consistently, which was pretty much almost every day, I would make money. That was the times we lived in 2007. I would be irresponsible if I told you we were in those same times. The internet is more saturated now. That's how I got acquainted with the word prolific, right? You've got to be prolific with what you do now. You've got to decide to stay front of mind or top of mind with people. You've got to decide that your marketing is going to become annoying, that people, every time they like open up their email, oh my gosh, the email from Steph, they go to YouTube, oh, she has a new video, she has a new live, good for her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you've got to be in your business. That's how it is nowadays. So I was really spoiled I didn't have to give my business much thought back then. It's like I pretty much just woke up to money. Now, it's not the case. You have to create like your daily method of operation. You have to be very, very intentional with what it is that you do. You've got to decide to show up. Like you've got to decide to have a plan and to actually follow the plan. So that's why I said I'm to the point now where I'm becoming impeccable with my follow through. Right? And that's what it takes. It takes a plan and you being impeccable with that follow through. Right? Like you've got to decide with all the areas of your business that matters, right? That you're going to decide to master it. And that's why a lot of the ultra top earners will tell you anywhere between 0 and your first million a year, you focus on the power of one product, one target market, one channel. It's because it's difficult to gain traction nowadays. So you want to concentrate everything that you do. Let me ask you a question, because I love encouraging you guys to think, right? Do you think you would have more success if you chose one thing, okay, I'm being biased here, that paid you $500 and every single day, let's say you gave anywhere between 3 to 5 call to actions, okay, in various ways. So when I send my emails, I'm giving a call to action in those emails. When I go live, I'm giving a call to action a couple of times, all right? If I'm doing anything else, right? Like, so just think about anything you could be doing. Do you think out of 365 days, Okay. Let's just multiply that by 2. If you gave 2 call to actions every single day for 365 days, let's say an email and a live stream or a video, all right, or a TikTok or a Facebook Live or whatever it is you're doing, right, where people were actually paying attention to you. If you gave 2 call to actions a day to your $500 deal over 365 days, do you stand a greater chance, right, of making more sales with that strategy or having 10 different incomes? And I'm not exaggerating here, y'all. I get the emails, I see it. But let's just go ahead and we'll bring it down to 5. Having 5 income streams, right, and having them on rotation. You have a $25 deal, maybe a couple of $25 deals, a $100 deal, right? And you have like maybe a little higher ticket thing when you're feeling cocky. You'll throw that out there. But they're on rotation. Where do you think you're going to make the most amount of money at the end of the year? Everything else being equal. Same emails, right? Same, like you're showing up the same way doing your live, right? The audience, everything is the same. Where do you think you're going to experience more consistency and likely more revenue? I'm going to tell you right now from experience, listen to me or not. It doesn't affect my bottom line whether you listen to me or not. But I'm literally here to help you. You're going to experience greater outcome, greater revenue. You're going to build your community, right, by doing this right here. I've done this right here, and I lost my community. I lost trust. My business plummeted to $1,400 a month when I adapted the let me just be all over the place, right? Guru's doing this, I'll do this. Oh, they're switch their gears, I'll switch my gears. My business was a hot flipping mess. You rock steady, you build community, you build trust, right? Again, use Veronica as an example. When she started plugging into me, she didn't even know like if she wanted to grow an online business. And I vividly remember she reached out to me and she had some questions and she was like, I don't know. I don't think I really want to invest my time into growing an online business. And I said, well, girl, you're on the wrong email list because I talk all things on my business. You know, like that's my conversation with people. Like, and I know she didn't take it any kind of way, but I was honest. I was like, well, I'm not sure why you're on my email list because I talk online business all day long. And I'm sure she remembers that. Right? But guess what? She didn't unsubscribe. Something kept her hanging on because she kept reading my emails. She kept showing up to my Super Saturdays. She would ask questions every now and then looked up and she was in. Right? Now, let me ask you a question. And that was maybe over the span of about a month. She might have been watching me for longer than that. But our communication was about a month in that way, right? In that style. Let me ask you something. Do you think if week 1, I was talking about turnkey. Week 2, I was like, oh, like this $25 thing is where you want to get started. And then week 3, there was something else. And then a few days later, something else. Do you think that Veronica would have had the trust? Like, you know what? Yeah, I really want to do what Steph is doing. Or she would have been like, what's going on? What do I join? What makes sense? Like, Steph, what are we doing here? I don't think there's any way someone goes from, I don't know if I want to devote the time to learning this stuff and growing an online business to making the decision to come all in with someone that would be waffling all over the place. Right? You know what I just don't think that happens. I know I wouldn't. And so again, when you see that first point, becoming the person who earns $100,000 a year. So what kind of person do you want to be? I want to be the kind of person where I attract the kind of person I am. I don't want to be and show up as a hot mess and market as a hot mess because then I attract hot mess people. I don't want that. I want to attract people that are like, I want to genuinely learn from you. I love the way of your business, right? Allow me to be your Padawan, right? I want to become a Jedi. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want. That's what I love about business. I love mentoring. I can't effectively mentor if I'm like all over the place with all these different offers. No. I promote what I promote because literally I want to attract people that want more. They want the best, right? Like that's how I decide to run my business. All right. So again, you got to build trust, right? You got to decide to follow through. You got to decide to actually have a plan that's attractive to other people, right? Veronica says that is so true. You were trying to figure out how I ended up on your email list. I was like, how'd you get here? Yeah, I'm real. Like, I'm real all the time. She said, I enjoyed what you were saying. I knew there was truth behind what you were saying. I could have never gotten to that place in a relationship with Veronica if every single email I sent, I was like, oh no, but maybe try this, maybe try that, right? That's why, you guys, at best, a lot of marketers out there are marketers and not entrepreneurs, because they're steadily marketing new things, right? Versus providing true solutions to help people win. I don't serve the side gig or the side hustle community. What I teach, what I stand for, is way too involved for side hustle mindset. You don't want to do, you don't want to establish yourself for a side hustle the way that I walk you through establishing yourself. And you likely don't want to invest in yourself that way either if you're just looking for a side hustle. But if you're like, no, Steph, I want to model you, then what I have to offer is very attractive, right? So literally, I stand my ground. And the reason I got off on this tangent as it comes to trusting yourself and following through, because when you don't trust yourself, everyone else's agenda sounds like a good agenda to staple onto your plan, right? As a backup plan or a plan B or a plan C. No, boo-boo. I have my plan, and it's not going to fail me because I'm not going to fail my plan. Plans only fail, right, when the holder of the plan deviates or gives up on the plan or sets the plan down or decides not to follow the plan. Plans don't just fail. Next point, all right? And this one's big, you guys. And I don't have enough time tonight to really talk about it in depth, but it's something that I've worked on a lot over the years. And I've kind of spoken on it in bits and pieces. But you have to develop money-making instincts. All right. So like my first year of earning six figures, I had the plan. All right. I knew what it was going to take to hit the numbers. And so what I mean by money-making instincts is I know when ideas cross my mind, and instinctually I know they're going to help me hit my mark. When I've said things before, like positioning, right now I promote just the GoPro funnel, but my all-in funnel, right? Like Veronica promotes my all-in funnel where it promotes the blueprint and it promotes the turnkey program. I talk about how, like, when someone goes through that, someone that has an instinct for making money, they see that and they're like, oh, I gotta get this, because their instincts tell them this is going to work for me. Like, their instincts are like, I got to have this. This is attractive to me, and this is going to be attractive to other people. So their instincts are like, yeah, I got to get this because other people are going to want it and they're going to see it just like I do. Like, that's an example of money-making instincts, right? Money-making instincts could be where you recognize when you do something, you get a certain result. And so your instincts tell you, we repeat this, right? Like, it's not about me being comfortable, because I'd be lying to y'all if I say every single night I'm fired up to go live, especially when my husband's off. I want to be booed up, to be quite honest with you. But see, I look at him and I'm like, we want a better retirement. And then I get inspired. I'm like, booed up is for a moment. Better retirement is like, I get to be booed up forever. And in the lap of luxury, right? The big picture of what I want, right, comes back to me. Right? So money-making instincts is where you have the instincts, or you're not letting yourself off the hook. It's like you can recognize what to do to generate revenue, right? And again, it's one of those things where, like, I'll start working more with y'all, like on my mentorship lessons and stuff on this, because it's a really, really toughie. It's kind of like you either have them or you don't. But I believe, like, if you're like me, when I became aware of money-making instincts, what happened to me, I was like, I didn't even realize it was a thing, but that's me. I have money-making instincts. And the reason I tell you that is because I have been able to turn just, oh, here's an idea, let me email my list, right, into hundreds or thousands of dollars. It's the instinct that I'm here to make money. It's like when you know to run a promo or to run a deal or to shut off a bonus or to create a bonus or to reach out to someone. It's like, it's just the instinct to make money. It's not playing it safe thinking that you have to wait for everything to happen. It's the whole, it's I'm going to go out there. I'm going to go get it, right? I'm going to go get it. And you develop those instincts because you want to, right? Because you want to. Another way I like to word it, right, which is a little bit different, but again, money motivated. Those that say things like money is not everything, right? I'm not in it just for the money. They are deciding to put a bigger importance on it than it needs to be, because business is about the money. Do you know what I'm saying? Business is about the money. And here's the thing. The way you choose to use your money in your business, you demonstrate it is about the money, right? What you decide to invest in and not invest in, you are saying it is about the money. And so I don't have to ever say money is not everything. No, boo-boo. We are going to get these coins. We are going to run up a bag. We have a goal here. My goal is not to just get people set up for online business success. My goal is to get you set up so you can earn, right? So you can earn. And so I am hyper money motivated. If I was not, I would have just stayed a nurse. Make sense? And so I want you to question yourself when it comes to that. Because the money is the thought when it goes into your business. It is the thought, right? And for me, money represents people though. So when I think about I need X amount of sales to equal my goal, well, every sale is a Veronica, is a Jordan, it's you don't see what I'm saying? It's a real person, is a J Money. It's a person. And so if I wake up every single day and I'm like, it is my pleasure to help one person today change their life, and I make a sale, I did so at the high service. I did so at the high service. Because a sale is a person. It's a whole breathing person who has their own challenges, their own motives. They have their own stuff going on. And literally, like, it is my pleasure to serve people in that way, because I know from the moment of investing, they've already been made better. Write this down. Transformation happens after transaction. I can't help you get your transformation without a transaction. We only get to serve people when there is a transaction. So when you don't sell, you don't serve. If you want to go from just sales just kind of happening when they happen or being non-existent, then make the decision to serve at a higher level, to encourage people to invest in what you have to offer. Because it should be very clear to them. You're either on the outside looking in, or I'm serving you to help you with your results. There is no in between. Right? So if people aren't buying from you, if you're not making sales, you're not serving. Is a car salesman serving people by just simply giving away free test drives or showing them around the lot? No. Is it part of his job? Yes. When he gets better at his job, what happens? He ends up serving more clients, serving more families, because he gets them in the car that they want. They're happy, he's happy. It's a win-win. All right. So again, when it comes to, again, your money-making instincts, you can't just think that you can't negate money. You can't take money out of the equation. It very much so is a real thing. And again, what we focus on grows. If you don't focus on the money, well, it ain't no wonder you don't have no money. If you don't know how many sales it takes to make your income goal, well, no wonder you're not hitting your income goal, because you're just okay with sales just flowing in as they flow in. You're not motivated, right, to make it happen daily. And again, I go back to my first 6-figure year and even the years leading up to that, but especially my 6-figure year. I was getting after it every single day. That's when I really started to discover go live and get paid. I didn't call it that then because I didn't know that was a thing, but I was literally going live and closing out my live, right? Several thousands up. Many nights I'm like, I don't want to go live, but I went live, and because I showed up, I ended up making a few $1,000s because people showed up and they wanted what I had to offer. Can I repeat the quote again? Oh, which quote? I talk so much, J Money. Let me know what it was about. Yeah, Jordan says exactly. I want results equals money growth. And so here's the thing, you guys. Okay, now I'm going to give you just a couple of more points. All right. People start all the time. Now, this was a really, really big year for me with this. Such a big wake-up call. And it's funny because the same challenges I was having and feeling, one of my top clients, who is now doing all this too, doing GoPro, right? Shantae, don't mind calling out her name if she's out there. And if any of you guys know her, but she was a business consultant. She worked with me for like 2 years, right? On her consulting business. And the same thoughts and feelings she was starting to have with what she was experiencing with clients was the exact same thing. We had never talked about this, right? It was the same thing I was feeling. And it's this, right? People start, they don't show up, and they give up all the time. Yeah, J Money 1911, let me know like what that quote was about, and I'm sure that I can repeat it for you, right? Or just mark like 56 minutes, 55 minutes, and go back when the replay is up, right? And go back to that, and you'll be able to hear it again. So people start, people don't show up, and people give up all the time. When I wrote that down, you know what I wrote down after that? But not me. But not me. That needs to be you. So 90% of female entrepreneurs that are not earning, $100,000 a year in their business, it's not because all 90% of them are trying their hardest. You realize that, right? Like those numbers come from all variables, right? They call themselves an entrepreneur, but they're not really showing up. They show up when they feel like it. They give action when they feel like it. They're dipping their toe in the water. They're one leg in, one leg out, right? They climb up on the high dive. They climb back down, non-committal, all of these individual things. I want you to think about all of that and just simply say, but not me. Not me. If anything, I want you to say, and maybe write this down, like give yourself your own reason around it. I haven't hit 6 figures a year yet. I haven't hit $100,000. Don't say 6 figures. Make it definitive. I don't even care if it's like, I haven't hit 101,000. Give it a number. You need to visually see that number. Because 6 figures is anywhere between 100,000 and 999,000. Right? So get definitive. I haven't hit $100,000 in 12 months because, and maybe you use some of the things I shared tonight. Right? I never committed to it. It never mattered to me. Get real with it. Because what's one of the first things I told you guys about the first year I hit it? That was the first year it mattered to me. That's the first year I wanted it. I didn't want it before. It didn't matter to me before. I wasn't focused on it before. But when it mattered and when I wanted it and I wanted to test myself and I wanted to prove to myself, right? I set the goal and I made it happen. So I want you to write down for yourself. Right? I haven't hit $100,000 in 12 months because maybe you're brand spanking new, right? Maybe you're like Veronica. I've only been in this stuff for a month now, right? But give yourself a reason, and then give yourself a reason why the next 12 months, right? You're going to hit $100,000. Tell yourself every reason why you will. Okay, so 3 things. Okay, number one, like I said, we'll probably talk about this for the next couple of nights because there are still some areas I wanted to dive a little bit deeper on to help you guys. But this is like just this is what came up for me tonight in terms of my talking points. Oh, J Money 911 9111 transformation. Transformation happens after transaction, right? Transformation happens after transaction, right? Or with transaction. Let me tell you guys a story about this. Okay. And the thing is, I learned about that while I was on one of my BFF's workshops. This was in 2020. Remember, she was doing a workshop on money mindset. And ironically, it was her workshop I was attending. And then I was inspired by her workshop. And I hired her virtual assistant, her VA. I didn't know I was going to do a workshop though. But I hired her VA. Her VA helped me set up my workshop. And that was the workshop just maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks later, where I earned $26,000 in a week. But anyways, during her workshop, I was listening every single day. It was one of those like 5-day free workshops, right? And so I wanted to hear her perspective and her spin, right, on money mindset. And I was so doggone inspired, like almost brought to tears almost every single day. And I remember thinking about on day number 2, I'm like, whatever her offer is, I'm in. Like it literally, like credit card in hand. I'm like, I'm in. I'm like, I know it's going to make sense. Like I know what she's asking. Remember, this was at the beginning of COVID. So her workshop was like maybe like March or so, April or so of 2020. And I was like, whatever, like, I know this is going to make sense for me. And so, yeah, I did the payment plan with her in 2020, right? I was like, payment plan, perfect, right? Did the payment plan, got in. And I remember during her workshop, she said, transformation happens with transaction, right? Like basically at the moment of transaction, your transformation like has already begun. And here's the thing, y'all. She had pre-work. So when I enrolled in her program, we had probably a couple weeks before her actual program opened up, but she had pre-work for us. And part of the pre-work was a book. And she encouraged all of us to get the book. I got the book. Let me tell y'all, that book alone changed so much for me. I can't make this stuff up, you guys. That book was the book, literally, in my opinion, responsible for the outcome of my workshop where I did $26,000 in that week. Here's why. Because the book, hold on once, I'm gonna give you guys a treat. I'm gonna tell you the name of the book. It just slipped my mind just like that. But I know the author and I know when I see it. And there might be someone here that knows my story and knows it. If you do, go ahead and put it out there. But The Illusion of Money. The Illusion of Money by Kyle Cease. Okay, Kyle Cease. The Illusion of Money. All right, this is what he looks like. If any of y'all can, okay. Book changed my life, literally. But here's the thing. Going into my workshop, I remember telling Stacia, I said, Stacia, I don't have the numbers. Because she was telling me she felt really confident about the outcome of my workshop. And I was thinking, I'll be lucky if one person signs up for my program. But she was like, I just feel really, really good about this. I'm like, okay, girl. I didn't express my doubts to her though. Right? I'm not that person. But I was like, okay, cool. Right? So I had like 100 people registered. I had like 70 some odd people that were actually in the Facebook group. And I remember the morning of the first day of the workshop, woke up crazy excited, sent my email. And I vividly remember, right? I was like putting the finishing touches on my appearance, right? And I remember I was looking in the mirror and I said, and I was so nervous. I was so scared, right? And I remember looking in the mirror and I said, show up as if every single person there already invested $1,000. I have goosebumps right now, y'all. Show up as if every single person there already invested $1,000. Now that was inspired by things I had heard from him, right? Listening and reading this book. I think I got the audio. So listening to his book, right? It was inspired by, again, what I always say, if you want to help people, period, right? Like me in these live streams. Y'all should be paying for all of this, but I want to help people. And guess what? Some of you guys will pay me. Some of y'all already have, right? But see, my belief is I make a lot of money doing this. So I'm going to keep doing this. But I remember, okay, so back to the story, because this is going to inspire some of y'all. It's going to change the way you do business. And I looked in the mirror and I said, Steph, just show up as if every single person there already invested $1,000. So what that meant to me was, girl, like all bets are off. Show up and show out. Well, that's what I did. Day number 2 was like a 5-day workshop. Day number 2, people were already inboxing me saying, Steph, I know you have something coming at the end. What is it I want in? Because again, that's the nature of workshops. Like, someone's selling something, but they were already inboxing me saying, whatever it is I want in. Remember what I said? I'm going to show up every day and I'm going to deliver as if every single person has already invested $1,000. On average, I had anywhere between like 17 to right around, I want to say like 27, anywhere between like 17 to about 26, 27 people every single day live with me. And then of course you had a lot of people that watch the replays, right? So I ended up having like several hundreds of views for the replay every single day. Now I told myself, show up every single day as if each person already paid you $1,000. But why did I make $26,000 that week? When on average, anywhere between 17 and 27 people were there live with me. My program was $2,000. Y'all, we were in COVID. We were March, April, May, June. We were 3 months into COVID. Y'all, so do you see why I don't pay attention to this economy and what's going on? People will always invest in what they want. And so, for whatever reason, I showed up in such a way that compelled them to be a part of what I was offering, right? A large majority, so out of the 11 or 12 people that got started, right? Almost a split pretty much, paid up front, $2,000 just like that, because they wanted the bonuses, right? And the rest of them paid a payment plan. But I went into it saying, act as if they already paid you $1,000 each. And think about that. Those that were live with me, averaging anywhere between 17 to 26, 27 people, well, multiply that. What's 26 times 1,000? What's 27 times 1,000? And my outcome was $26,000 for the week, because I went into it to really serve as if they already paid me. Right? So I encourage all y'all here, like, right here, right? Free game. I mean, you got to pay for it, of course, right? But it'll change your life. It'll absolutely change your life. All right. So 3 things. I don't even know how I got off on that, but that's what's so fun about these lives, right? Oh, and you know what, J Money? I would honestly say transformation happens with transaction, not after. With, like, literally the moment you decide. Because here's the thing, y'all. Y'all, why do you do this to me? Right? I'm going to go on another little tangent here. Here's the thing, y'all. There are no bad buying decisions. Do you guys realize that? Let's think about this for a second. Transformation happens with transaction, right? So at the moment of transaction, the transformation's begun. Why? Because you already believe the thing you are investing in, right, has the power, has the potential, holds the keys for your transformation. Therefore, something has already gone to work inside of you to believe, right, that you need to invest in this way. There's already been an element of transformation. So it's already begun. Now, once you get inside of the thing, of course, you're going to do all the work. You're going to learn from it. You're going to apply it. But the transformation has already begun. Right? Because you see this as a good investment. Y'all, we aren't stupid. As human beings, we're not stupid. We don't make bad buying decisions. Why would you intentionally make a bad buying decision? We are smart enough. We are intuitive. We know what we're saying yes to. We know why we're saying yes to it. It's yes because it's a good decision. You see the good in it. You know how it can benefit you. Y'all, like, this is why I have no qualms talking about the importance of investing into yourself. Because when I talk about it as it pertains to me, whether or not you ever invest in anything I have to offer, I know that if you do, you are making a wise decision, period. What you do with it is entirely up to you. But believe it or not, an element of you has already gone through a transformation to be able to see this is where I am and I don't like it. The knowledge she's kicking down, I get it. The solution that she's offering, yeah, I want it because I want the transformation that's going to come with this. I want what this is going to help me get in my life. So there has to be an element of transformation for you to even decide to make the transaction. It's powerful, y'all. Powerful. I can go so much deeper into all this, but I won't. Okay, I won't bore you. But it's like when you know these things, you realize how powerful you are. And when you know these things and you share them with others, you become an inspiration to other people. The insights inspire people. The insights motivate people. The insights help people decide to make the decisions, right, that are going to help them get transformation in their life. Yes, exactly. Transformation happens with transaction. Absolutely. You've already made a smart decision. The transformation's already begun. Yep, free game, absolutely. Free game. All right, so here we go, okay? Number one, okay? When I went into my six-figure year, just three things. When I went into my six-figure year, I decided and I had a hard set on the target of $100,000. Not six figures, hard set on $100,000. I said, I'm going to earn $100,000 this year. All right, so I decided and I set the number, period. It was already done, all right? Number two, I knew my goal and the numbers that backed it, okay? So I knew it was $100,000. I knew that I was selling a $1,000 product or a $1,000 opportunity. Basically, I was going to earn $1,000 for every yes. And I knew that meant I needed 100 people to say yes to $1,000. Okay? If y'all did the math on some of your offers, you would realize you have a really, really tough road. Right? Depending upon what the outcome is that you want to experience and bring in. Okay? Y'all, the work is the work. The work is the work. My question to you is when someone says yes to you, because understand, they can only say yes to what you present them. So if I showed up every single day the way that I showed up and I was offering a $25 offer, guess what? People would say yes to 25 because that's all that they know. That's what I have for them. That's what they say yes to. Me personally, I'm unavailable for that. I'm unavailable for that outcome. So for me, with my first six-figure year, I did the math. I knew I needed 100 customers that were going to say yes to a $1,000 offer. Now, even though there were two other levels to that opportunity, those were not going to count. Again, y'all, I was so definitive. I said, if someone joins at 250 or 500, that's not counting towards my 100. That's just extra. So that's why I actually ended up earning like $108,000 that year. Right? So number two, I knew my goal. I knew $100,000 was my goal, and I knew the numbers that would back it. I was not delusional about it. It wasn't a hope, wish, and a prayer. Right? It's called backing yourself into your goal. So you figure out the outcome first, and then you back yourself into it, right? By actually doing the math around it and knowing exactly what it's going to take. So I didn't have a day to lose. I didn't have a day to give away. I didn't have a day to be off focus. I didn't have a day to water someone else's grass. I didn't have a day to contemplate other offers. Did I do those things? Yeah, of course I did. I'm human, right? But I still stayed focused. I didn't jump into other things. I wasn't marketing a gazillion other things. Every single day, with all of my energy, with all of my effort, everyone in my circle knew this is what we're doing, right? This is what we're doing, all right? And then number three, what I just said. I focused on one offer every single day. I focused on that offer every single day. So do you see how just those three steps right there backs everything, right? All the tips that I gave you before this. Did I have a plan? Yes. Did I know how to market? Yes. Did I know the business of online business? Yes. Did I have focus? Yes. Right? Was I learning how to manage myself? Yes. I reeled myself in whenever I caught myself thinking maybe I should promote something else or whatever. Y'all, I remember having my whiteboard. I remember my son at that time, right? He walked in my office one day and he was like, "You earned 10,000 last month." Like, I remember these things so vividly, right? Like, I was crazy. I was so sold on my goals. I kept track of like what was going on, what my numbers were, how much I was short. Like, again, I was after it. I knew what I had to do, right? And again, I woke up every single day focused on that plan. The videos introduced people to the business. When I went live, I sold people on the business. My daily emails sold people on the business. When I ran promos, again, right, my money-making instincts, when I decided to run promos, right, like, hey, for everyone that gets in, we're going to do a mastermind, or I'm going to teach you this, or whatever, right, I ran them intentionally to get my numbers up. Again, instinct for making money. And not once, right, did I get sidetracked and take money out of my pocket by saying, well, dang, like, let's just throw, Jay Money's been out there for a minute. I know he likes my content, but he still hasn't joined. And you guys, people do this. Maybe I'll throw a $25 offer out there. Maybe that'll get his attention. Well, why are you assuming he's not stacking his coins right now to give you $1,000 in the next week or two? Why'd you just take money out of your pocket like that? Right? Why did you insult Jay Money like that? Like, there's so many levels to this. And there's so many reasons why we don't do things like this. So all of these things, right, are going to contribute to your six-figure year, right? And here's the thing. You pick either one of these steps, and guess what? You automatically get all the other ones with it, right? You create a plan, you should be focused. You're focused, you should have a plan. Make it easy on yourself. It's like I keep repeating this, right? While this seems very involved, a lot of times people, again, they get sidetracked and they think the easy button is to keep going out there looking for the easier button. It's got to be easier than this. No, I'm just telling, with my 16 years of experience, this is the easier button. This is the shortcut. This is the shorter path. This is what sets you up. Anything other than this, you constantly keep hopping around, investing more money, realizing what works, doesn't work, getting let down, being frustrated. And then you start blaming people, and it's all on you. You decided to do all those things. You decided not to focus. All right. So y'all, my first six-figure year, like literally, like my thumbnail said, it literally was easier than I thought. And it was easier than I thought because literally I was just showing up and I was being in my plan. Like, my plan was me. I wasn't worried about anybody else. I ran my own race. I did my own thing. And I was waking up to $1,000 sales, going to bed to $1,000 sales. Right? People calling me, hey, I just have a quick question. When I think back, again, and I remember very vividly, at the end of the year when I was doing my numbers, I said 108,000. Right? It still surprised me, even though I knew what I was working for and I knew how everything was stacking up. And then when I realized that 86,000 of that came from my email list, right? Because I built an email list all throughout the year. And for people that weren't ready to join directly from my videos, they were able to get my daily emails. And like I said, because I was consistent with what I was doing, for those that either needed to vet me, they needed to build up know, like, and trust. I didn't insult them by throwing, very, very low ticket, meaningless opportunities their way. I stayed very, very consistent. Guess what people did? They stacked their coins. They saved their coins. They got to vet me. They got to build deeper know, like, and trust. They got to ask the questions. They got to show up on my live streams, all of those things. I just refused to take money out of my pocket, right? By trying to appease and trying to figure out what people are actually going through or what they're actually thinking. That's not my deal. That's not your deal. Your deal is the plan. and to stick to the plan. Okay. Louis Vuitton does not become Coach because Louis Vuitton assumes that Coach sells more bags. While they're both luxury brands, Louis Vuitton appeals to a different client or to someone that wants a different kind of bag. Coach knows who their customers are. Coach doesn't try to step into Louis Vuitton's lane. Coach runs their own race. I don't know why, again, this space is so different. When you are sure and you are positive of your plan, you run that play every single day. That is the shortest path, right, to the success that you desire. Because remember, you guys, our businesses are built around people, and people have got to trust you to give you their money in this day and age. Especially with doing like what I do, people have got to trust me. I've got to be different, right, than a lot of the others that are out there. So that means I've got to work for that. And part of that work involves consistency, right? There's got to be something different about my brand, about my essence, about the way that I show up to make it desirable for someone to decide they want to save up or they want to do business with me or they're ready to go in this direction. We can't do that by not having a plan, not being focused, not being about our business. Because guess what? People are buying our plan. They're literally like, they're like, I want to do what you're doing. And so if you're a hot mess, don't be surprised if you attract people that are a hot mess, right? And good luck with that kind of business. I have a vision, right? For what, like this is what I mean. When I say I have a vision, meaning like if I was like, you know what, I'm going to have a retreat, right, at a Miami resort next year. I'm envisioning who I want to be there in terms of like, do I want to look around and it's like a hot mess? Or do I want to like love the vibe and the energy, and that's what I want. So y'all, don't let the internet get you confused. Not all money is good money, and you can build the exact kind of business that you desire to build, right? But you've got to be, what was like rule number one, intentional about it every step of the way. All right, every step of the way. All right, so if you would love to learn, right, how to work with me, if you would love to learn how to model my business, every step of what it is that I do, you can model. You can promote the exact same thing that I can promote. You can decide to position yourself for $500 payments paid instantly and directly to your pockets. All right, you can copy my funnel. You can copy my welcome email sequence. You can copy my daily broadcast emails that I send out. Like you can model my entire business. If you want to learn digital marketing the way that I know digital marketing, right? You can get access to the training. If you want to learn the business of online business, get access to the training, right? You can decide to do this, all right? And as a bonus, you get my mentorship, right? As a bonus, you get my mentorship. So a lot of these things I talk about, right? As I'm doing my daily mentorship lessons and I'm just doing the different things that I do, we dive deeper on a lot of these subjects. And believe it or not, breakthroughs in a lot of these different areas will naturally take your business to different levels. Y'all, if you were to have known me even just like 2 years ago, I'm a different Steph Perez than I was 2 years ago. Why? Because of mentorship, right? That has helped me realize some of these things for myself. I've decided to dive deeper into some of these things, gain mastery in some of these things, right? And then guess what? That equips me to be able to help other people in the same way as well. All right? And so if you would love to align, you would love to work. If you're just, again, I'm just envisioning like if I was just getting started, like if you're like, yes, like where do I go? Like this is what I want, because the kind of business I'm building, like I'm building the business that I wish I would have been able to be invited into when I was first getting started. Like that's how I think about this. If someone would have been like, I'd have been like, babe, we got to figure out how to get $500. No cap. No, we got to figure out, because like this is the path. This is the path. You told me I got a year to figure this thing out. Well, I figured it out, and I need to be in here if I'm going to get it right. Y'all see how I would have flipped the script on him? You see how I would have flipped the script? You said I got to figure out in a year. Do you want me to go fast? Do you want me to go slow? Fast? Okay, I need $500. I'm not even joking, you guys. That's how I would have spun it, and I would have got it. Right? But like that's literally like me showing up and doing what I do. I literally do what I do for the Steph Perez sitting there in 2007, like so hungry and so thirsty and wanting to make this her new way of life. Because it took me years to learn everything and to master everything that y'all get access to, right? In one neat little bundle, right? Of a digital marketing and online business course. That's both learn and earn. Two components. You get to dive in and learn, and you get set up at the same time, right? So we have people that are getting set up in anywhere between 24 hours, right? And 3 weeks. We're talking about fully set up, okay? Set up for online business success, ready to generate leads, ready to make money, all right? $500 a pop to offer other people the opportunity, right, to learn and earn with you. And so this isn't something where you've got to go through the course for months and months and months and months. No, you are learning as you are earning. So you're going to learn a little bit about digital marketing. You're going to learn about automation and get your system set up at the same time. Okay. So then you're going to have a fully set up system. Okay. And then you're going to get out there and choose a platform and begin to market your system, share your journey, share your experiences. You're going to begin to do what we do. Right. And then you're going to still log in and you're going to learn the business of online business even more. You can learn about various platforms, right? If you want to learn TikTok, you can learn that, right? Like Veronica's brand new. And I just heard in her video yesterday where she's like, and now I'm learning TikTok. Yo, like, that's the beauty of this. Veronica knew nothing about the business of online business. Zero. She was like me in 2007. Zero. In 3 weeks' time, got her business completely set up. She has 2 income streams that she gets to earn from, my blueprint and the turnkey system. All right. She promotes one system that promotes them all. All right. And I can hook you up with that as well if that's how you want to flow your business. All right. I'll give you the complete funnel that you can model and make your own if you want to flow both systems. And then we started a 100-day journey. So she immediately got set up, right? And then immediately jumped into promotion. So it's day number 27. She has 26 or 27 videos that are out there on Facebook and also YouTube. And the thing is, can I tell y'all something? That's why I'm bringing YouTube training to the platform, because there's none there. Veronica knew nothing about the business of online business, but she got her YouTube channel set up. She started uploading videos. She generated her first lead. Like, she's fully up and running on YouTube. And then I hear in her video yesterday or today that she's diving into the TikTok training and she's learning how to use her video content for TikTok. Y'all, I can't make this stuff up. That's what's happening, right? That's what happens, right? When you build a business for people that want to learn this stuff and that want to dive in and want to set themselves up. So when I say, like, I show up for the Steph Perez of 2007, because that would have been me. I would have been so hungry and so thirsty. I would have been diving in and I would have been taking crazy action. And y'all, the reason I say the work is the work, because as a brand new person, I was good at what I did. I was good at getting out there and doing my videos. I made 28 sales in my first 30 days, right? And they were $5 freaking sales. And people were like, Steph, you're good at this. Do you realize? And they were trying to tell me, Steph, the work is the work. And I was like, no, you're lying. It's easier to make a $5 sale than it is like a $1,000 sale. That was like a lot of the programs that were out there then. I'm like, no, Steph, the work's the work. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see beyond where my circumstance and situations were. So because I was broke as a joke, I didn't think I was running a business, right? And so I was trying to sell from my level. Y'all, I really hope this can help you, right? I was trying to sell from my level. The work's the work. Had I understood that, I would have jumped into one of those $1,000 businesses from one of the people that inspired me. Y'all, I might not have made 28 sales. Who knows? I might have, but I would have made a lot more money during my first 30 days because I would have definitely attracted people to me based upon, right, my acumen and my showing up at that time, without a doubt, right? Without a doubt. So this, like, I look at this and I'm like, every day I'm like, this is sick. Like, this is just absolutely sick. $500 for all of this. Y'all, our opportunities when I got started for like $1,000 were crap. right? There was one community that was doing it really, really tough. And that was from one of my mentors I really looked up to. But every other $1,000 opportunity was just an opportunity. You learned nothing. So either you came to the plate already knowing how to make money online, or you struggled and failed and you lost $1,000. So literally, when I tell you that it is my job to go live every single day, because I know the Steph Perez of 2007, there are tons of them out there. There are tons of me's out there, right, that are hungry for this, that are desiring this. They're like, if I could just, yeah, you can just. It's right here. You get the opportunity to learn digital marketing and the world of online business, and you have the opportunity, right, to market a very high-end desire and high-end demand digital product. Y'all, when 2.0 comes out in October, it's going to be over 200 videos, right? They're going to expand their actual library. And then my YouTube training will be in there as well. All right? It is based on foundation. This stuff can get you to 6 figures. Just the earning capacity alone. But then you tack on the fact that you are more knowledgeable and you know the business of online business, game over, right? Game over. So y'all, this is why I do what I do, all right? So if this makes sense for you, number one, get the information in your hands, all right? On Saturday, right, the bonuses that I have right now are going away. And my bonuses give you 14 additional master resale rights products that you can both learn from. And at some point in the future, if you want to set them up and earn from them, you'll earn all of the money from, they'll be your products. And because you will know how to set up your own money getting system because of the training in the course, you'll know exactly how to turn those master resale right products into additional income streams for yourself as well. Y'all, if you want to go out there, like get started, oh my gosh, this just came to me. If you got started right now, all right, now I'm a big component, just market one system, market one of something. But let's say you started building your list, right? You got started now, you started building your list, you started doing your thing, and you wanted to run a Black Friday special. You have your choice of 14 products, right? That you could set up real quickly, to be quite honest with you, because you already have the education, the knowledge, and you could run a Black Friday deal. You could decide to offer them as is if you wanted to. And they are all in the digital marketing space, the products. You could decide to run a Black Friday with them as they are. Again, you guys, what did I say? Money-making instincts. Money-making instincts. The instincts to earn. So that bonus, I've been running that bonus since I launched this actual program. That bonus is going away on Saturday. All right. So if you do want those 14 additional master resale rights products, then jump in before Saturday. And I do accept my business, my website does accept Afterpay and Klarna. If you're in the US and you need to spread out your payments, right? If you can use either one of those platforms, that's a great way to get started as well. Right. Other than that, it's $500 one time. There's no monthly fees. You get updates and upgrades at no additional charge, right? So I will never ask you for more money to access the system or for anything extra that's added. And you get a free marketing system, so you don't pay anything, right, to get your business set up. You're not paying like $100 a month for ClickFunnels or anything like that. Completely free to get set up, right? You can run like 3 different businesses, like 3 products actually through it, before you even have to decide to upgrade and pay more. So if you're only doing this, right, you don't even have to worry about upgrading, right? And that marketing system gives you your CRM, right? So you're able to generate leads. You're able to email your list to it as well. So it gives you your autoresponder as well. It's slick. Like I'm seeing so many people that struggled, like get set up really, really quickly, or people that had no knowledge whatsoever get set up really, really quickly. All right. So literally everything that you need to get set up for online business success, it is all contained right within this system. And then you also get bonus access to my mentorship community called Get Paid Daily Online, where I have additional resources and checklists and guides and mentorship lessons and all kinds of stuff in there, right? I give you a welcome email sequence. That's the bomb. I have daily broadcasts in there that you can actually leverage and use. I give you content ideas. There's all kinds of stuff back there, right, that you can actually leverage and use to help you in taking intentional action inside of your business on a daily basis. All right. So again, grab the information down below, goprowithsteph.com. Once you opt in and you check everything out, if you do have any questions, do not hesitate to hit reply on any email that you receive from me, and you will definitely get a personal response from me. All right. I would love, right, to welcome you into the community. I would love to mentor you, and I would love to celebrate your success. All right. So I really hope that you guys are leaving better than when you came. I hope I was comic relief. Jay Money was laughing as well. Yes, I am a clown, you guys. I'm a clown. But I just tell it like it is as well. And I wasn't joking about that. I really would have approached my husband like that with no problem. Because again, I know him. I know him. I know what I could have gotten. So you have not because you asked not, right? So if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I think that's all I got to say as far as about the program, but you'll totally get it once you opt in and go through the information. And you'll realize everything that I said, right, is there. And if not, you'll see a lot more that maybe I didn't even talk about on here. Right. But if you do want to learn digital marketing and learn the business of online business and also set yourself up to be able to earn by helping others, right, that not only desire to learn this, but need to learn this stuff if they stand a chance, right, of achieving, right, online business success, again, to the tunes, right, of $100,000 a year or more. This is the foundation. All right. And I'm your girl, right? I'm your girl to help you in the process. All right. Have a fantastic night, you guys. Thank you so much for letting me know that you're leaving better than when you came. All right. Take action, right? You take the first step. I got you back. All right. Have a great night, you guys. I will see you guys back tomorrow, and welcome aboard for all y'all that decide to get started. Have a great night. Bye-bye.